Believe it or not, in 2024 we still have 57 characters that haven't get any upgrade and they're still tier 2. Hello gang, welcome to the channel, and today we're gonna go through in the last part of our series of video tier list for every single tier of the game. Tier 4, Tier 3, Awakened characters, and now we are into Tier 2 characters. Believe it or not, there are only, in 2024, there are 57 characters only tier 2 that they haven't get any upgrade. And the weird part is that Netmarble still dropping them as a tier 2 like they did with Exodus, and you can see here there are like 266 characters, but still 57 of them are still tier 2. But there is a but there. There is some use for them, and they're meta for specific game modes, specific things that you need in the game mode. So we're gonna go through and see every single tier 2 characters, all 57 of them, and see what's their value for ABX, ABL, Alliance Conquest, Shadowland, extra buffs, or whatever they provide to your account. Of course, here you have to consider that I have done in the past the tier 4, tier 3 and Awaken lists, the tier list, so you have to consider these tier lists first and after pick your tier 2s, because the tier 4 characters I'm providing to you as the best characters to pick, you need to go through tier 2 first and after go after them for tier 3 or tier 4 advancement. So you have to consider, if you want to see all of this info I'm dropping right now, you have to consider and go and visit my playlists on the channel. Let me show you. Here, as you can see, as you are in the YouTube channel, there is some sections here that you have to go and pick. You're picking the playlist section, and on the playlist section there is one tier list 2024. So here you're pressing play all, and you can see all the lists I actually have dropped in all this of playlist. I have go through all the game modes I'm telling you about. As you can see here, I have the ABX ABL Meta, all the tier 4s. So go and check first these videos, and after go and build the tier 4s you wanna go through. So yeah, consider going and visiting these videos first. Check the tier 4 tier list, tier 3 tier list, Awakened tier list, and after go through the characters I'm gonna tell you. These characters are only able to go until tier 2, and you can't go tier 3 and tier 4 or Awakened with them. So before I make my tier list and tell you which are the really important ones, I want you to make sure that you have smashed the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit me down in the comments for what are you going to drop next, what are you going to build as your next tier 2 if you get inspired from this tier list, or you were waiting for some bios for some of the characters to use them in ABL and ABX, etc, etc. Let me know your opinion down below in the comments, and yeah, let's go through this tier list. So let's start from somewhere, and as you already know, my favorite category it's the ABX and ABL Meta, and I'm gonna go through the characters, and as soon as I'm seeing something that you actually need for ABL and ABX, I'm gonna drop it and explain. Let's start from the beginning, and Abomination is one of the characters that, believe it or not, he's still one of the best leaderships for ABL and ABX combat villain days, because even if there is Titania, he has some special striking abilities combined with Dr. Octopus. He provides actually really good buff. It's 60% physical attack, and also he has a passive ability for the gamma radiation, but most of the people are using him only for leadership on ABL and ABX, where you can see a lot using him. Actually, it's the only place. Other than that, let's go to the next one, which is Black Cat. Black Cat, it's one of the best leadership for villain in the game, and the fact that she is tier 2 makes her, gives her the opportunity to be used only on ABX and ABL, but because she's providing extra buffs through her artifact, her leadership, the 65% damage against villains as leadership, it's really cool, and it's only for villains. Actually, it's 65% increased damage to boss types or something. 65%. Okay, let me check it. Okay, sorry, but I brain freeze for some reason. It's 65 all basic attacks and 35 ignore dodge. And also, if you have your artifact, she provides extra buffs. So it's 6% and 18% and 12% combined. It's 18%. For 4-star, and for 6-star it's even better. So yeah, I suggest you to go through her last uniform. It's a paywall uniform actually. Now I'm thinking about it, I have to mention also that all these characters you're seeing right now, you have to consider using their last uniform actually. Next one, it's Phylavel. Phylavel, it's the only support female universal until Angela came into the game last 3 or 4 months. Before Angela, she was the only female universal character hero that you could use for ABX, so you want to combine here with Captain Marvel. A lot of people using Insight on her, but after Angela came, she doesn't really worth it. She's not that good on any other aspect of the game, but you could actually consider using her in Alliance Conquest also. After that, we have Nova Richards, and Nova Richards used to be super useful for ABL, for ABX, 1 day of ABX and 1 day for ABL, but lately we took characters like Ronan, we took characters like Robbie Reyes actually took extra value after Ghost Rider came into the game. So now Ghost Panther, which is an Awaken, and Robbie Reyes has still this support buff that Nova was unique giving, but still he is really useful for others than Ghost Rider, where Ghost Rider you're getting advantage of Robbie Reyes and Ghost Panther. So after that we have to go through Dazzler. Dazzler is actually the very best of all of them because she provides the best buff for all mutants, and her typing being a female hero and blast provides her 2 days of ABL in the period of 2 weeks. So if you have here, you can get the maximum out of your characters in ABL runs of how it's called, for our boys mutants. After that, we're going through Misty Knight. Misty Knight, for some weird reason, actually has to do with the fact that she provides frost damage to Luna Snow. She is now and still for a long time even better than Shuri and Wave. Wave and Shuri provides buff against villains, provides buff, provides all attack leadership, but somehow this froze attack that Misty Knight provides for Luna Snow, it's the best value for your characters. So you want to use with Misty Knight every time you're Luna Snow if you're gonna get the maximum value out of your ABL and ABX day. And you know that Luna Snow, it's like the super meta ABL and ABX character. She's doing like 9 days of ABL and ABX per 14 days. It's crazy. The value having Misty Knight as leadership for Luna, it's crazy and provides you a lot of damage. Even if you don't have Shuri, even if you have Shuri, you can take advantage of her easy peasy. The next important character that a lot of people misses, it's M'Baku. And I'm saying misses, and I don't say that they don't have their account, but they're not actually understanding the value of M'Baku. M'Baku has his own leadership, has a support buff. As a support, you can use him as a support too, but also he has an artifact that combined the artifact with the leadership, and the support buff he gives more than Sith, gives more than anyone from combat type, and that's why until now a lot of people using him instead of anyone else for ABL with Dr. Octopus and for ABX with Moon Knight or Black Panther, you know, for the Hero Day, or Gladiator. Even now for Gladiator, he is the best support to use because of his artifact combined of course with Valkyr. And the last character I would suggest you to build for ABX and ABL if you are running with Nebula, it's this hot girl here, Red Sea Hulk. Red Sea Hulk provides a really good juicy buff, 65% fire damage, and Sea and Satana provides a really nice leadership for fire type characters. Satana provides you this unique buff for your Jean Grey on ABL, on one ABL day, the one that you can choose between Proxima, Morgan Le Fay, and here C provides better buff than Proxima, so you have to understand that this is the best lead to use with your Jean for ABL, and this is the best lead to use for Nebula in ABX. It's not really important. A lot of people using Captain Marvel, a lot of people using Hope, but I have to mention these two also, and they are considered meta because a lot of people using Jean and a lot of people using Nebula, as I told you. So let's go into PvP and Alliance Conquest meta. Thane is one really good leadership for Alliance Conquest, and a lot of players still using him because, you know, he provides the removal debuff leadership. So you can't say that he is meta for anything else, but only for Alliance Conquest as a leader. He's doing some really good damage himself, but still his main value is the leadership. Also, exactly the same, we have Sentinel. He's stuck to tier 2 as Thane, and they both only provide to you a leadership with remove all debuff. After these two dudes, Exodus, actually Exodus is the best here for PvP. He provides through his artifact extra HP for all mutants. He provides a passive ability, you don't need to use his leadership, a passive ability for remove all debuff like Strife or like Wasp. So he has a kind of unique thing for you know, Alliance Conquest that you can't actually find in any other character. After these three, I couldn't say that there is anyone else being meta for PvP or Alliance Conquest from the list we have right here. Perhaps in a long distance, and if he perhaps get anything, Slapstick. And there is an icon right now in the token event, the page on the achievements actually, that looks like his hair. It's like a clone hair, but we can't know that we're gonna get Slapstick for April's Fool. But if we get something for him, because he has the revive buff, he is really important character. If he gets an upgrade, you know, a uniform and an awaken and a tier 3, he could be a pain on Alliance Conquest to be killed and survive through his attacks. Other than that, I don't feel like I can say that there is anyone else from all this list that he is good for Alliance Conquest or something. Perhaps this girl also, she provides an extra HP buff for all of the characters, but still feels lame, and yeah, she is like bottom tier buff or something. So let's go to supports and leadership. There are some really good out there, and let me show you and remind you. So let's put together all the supports and all the leads actually doing anything. Burn Zemo used to be a really good lead for ABX back in the day, but now he's mediocre. Red Hulk gives a really good fire damage buff, but yeah, it's cool. Leadership, but still lame. Cassie Lang is providing a buff for speed types, which is kind of bad, but still it's a buff. This dude, Claw, do a buff for critical damage, which is lame. She's doing Ghost doing an energy damage buff 30%, which is like Cyclops but without leadership, so it's completely lame. And he was providing, he can pass a buff through the next you are gonna tag in for extra critical. She can do the same Daisy Johnson, but still I don't feel like anyone should use this for the buffs and stuff like that. So yeah, this is a lame category here, but still. And after that we have the Shadowlanders. We could consider like the first row being the best of them and the rest underperforming. Okay, Crystal could be way up here and someone else could be Crossbone with the last uniform. But yes, we're talking about super outdated characters down here. They can't do anything. I could consider using them only on Shadowland. As you can see, they're Shadowlanders. And yeah, they are lame. They are lame. I don't know why Netmarble haven't upgraded them into Awaken so we can use them on tier 3 game modes or World Boss Legend, GBR and stuff like that. But as it is right now, I feel like all these bottom characters here are only for Shadowland, as I'm telling you. 3, 6, 9, 11, 22, 33 and 36 characters has completely no use. Let's say 40. The rest could say that they are useful, but you can see here it's 3, 6, 9 characters that actually has impact right now in the meta for ABX and ABL, so you completely want to get them. These are, you know, optionals for Alliance Conquest. They are really nice for there only, and the rest are totally outdated support leads perhaps. There is some leads here, 45%, but I'm not considering this as leads. It's lame leads, to be honest. So yeah, that was it. I hope you enjoyed. And as I told you, if you go through the tier 2, the tier 4 tier list, the tier 3 tier list, and the Awaken tier list, and the tier 2 characters tier list, combine all the first row that says ABX and ABL Meta, combine them day by day, you're gonna make out of your account the best for ABX and ABL. I have same categories in the other, like Alliance Conquest. If you wanna be the best, you need to consider these characters. For a timeline battle, of course, there are not, you know, for the main PvP game mode of the game, there are not tier 2 characters that are useful there or any usable. That's why I'm not considering putting any other lists here. But for ABX and ABL, because you can use tier 2 characters actually, they have some value there, so there are some important there that you can't actually ignore. And if you have any mega tier 2 advancement ticket and you have all the meta for, you know, that can be tier 4, tier 3 or Awaken, you should consider going for these characters like Dazzler. Everyone is waiting for her to get a tier 3, but yeah, at the moment at tier 2 she provides a lot. That was it. I hope I helped you decide what you're gonna pick next, and let me know down below in the comments what are you going to tier 2 next one character for your account. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Thank you all for being here. See you into the next. Kisses in your faces.